You know that song, 99 problems and ain't one? Well, these people have 99 problems and their relationship is all of them. Couldn't be me. First story, I haven't told my new boyfriend that I had a threesome with my best friend and her boyfriend before we started dating. We are now a tight group of friends. How do I bring it up? Definitely couldn't be me.
No, don't like that.
You have fun with that. This story came May 10th, 2026. He gradually became my boyfriend over time and gradually introduced him to the friend group. He now plays football with some of them, and so there wasn't ever an actual trigger to tell him about my history. But now it's reached the stage that we are all friends together and it feels like there's this huge secret hanging over us, and I don't know how to bring it up. To add context, it was with my best friend and her boyfriend at the same time. Yeah, I mean, I put the math together. Everything was safe and consensual, but we hung out as a foursome all the time, and it feels like we're hiding something from him. 'Cause you are. Just not a little something. Next update came 1 week later. There is an editor's note, and it said the ex-boyfriend mentioned in this post is not the same person from the previous post. She just gives more context. I broke up with my ex-boyfriend several months ago after being with him for literally years. I let my hair down a bit for a couple of months after that, after having been in a relationship for so long. During that time, I was hanging around with my friend and her boyfriend at their house. We ended up drinking a lot of wine and having an incredibly chill time together, watching movies and playing games and just being so relaxed and close. Towards the end of the night, my friend suggested I stay over at their house rather than getting a taxi back home. We were all drunk and cutting out the details. We ended up in the same bed and getting together. Everything was safe and consensual. We all had a very positive experience with no awkwardness at all the next day. I have known my best friend for longer than I dated my ex, so we are truly really close friends and are extremely comfortable around each other. Yeah, I mean, power to all those who want to do it, but when I think of my friends, I'm like, like, I don't want to hook up with any of them. Like, girls, you are beautiful, you are sexy, you are hot, but you are all those things for your man, not me, you know? Love you, but I don't want to, like, touch you. You know what? Some people out there are probably like, you're missing out. It's a lot of fun hooking up with your best friends. Maybe I am. A short while after that, I hooked up with a guy that I met in a nightclub for what we both thought would be a one-night stand, but we ended up bumping into each other several times after that and hooking up again. There wasn't a specific moment in which we became boyfriend and girlfriend officially. It just gradually became obvious that we were in a relationship. The problem is that during that time frame, he ended up hanging out with me and my best friend and her boyfriend, and we all became really close friends together. There was never a good moment to bring up the fact that we had had a meeting of minds, because honestly, it's not the sort of thing that you bring up with new people that you meet and hang out with. And because he just gradually transitioned from a hookup to a relationship, there was never an obvious trigger to just bring that up. The problem is that I feel this huge weight on my shoulder, that there's this huge secret hanging over all of us and he's on the outside of it. We are all so close and I don't want to ruin it, but I know he has to know. The longer it goes on, the worse it gets, and I am spiraling. Do you guys think that they should tell him? Like, he does deserve to know, we have to tell him, or take it to the grave and he never has to know a thing? I feel like he deserves to know, because if I was in that position, I would want to know for sure. Maybe you guys can have a foursome. Like, genuinely, I'm not even being sarcastic. Maybe this can be a new thing. I don't know. We have an update 6 days later. Let's see if she ripped off the Band-Aid and told him. I got a lot of comments on my last post and a lot of people were angry with me. I decided to tell my boyfriend and it didn't go well. He asked a lot of very detailed questions about literally every detail, including really personal stuff and right down to the biological details and logistics of how everything went down. It was really coldly asked, like he was compiling a witness statement. It was really, really hard to answer those questions, but I answered everything honestly, and he ended up being really very, very upset. We didn't talk for a couple days, and then he asked to come around to my house to talk. We ended up in bed together, but the way he did it to me was very different than before. It was cold and almost angry. There wasn't any love there, and it hurt a bit. We are not together anymore. Probably for the best. I just can't imagine. I'm sorry. I just can't imagine being in a situation like that. Like, this is people's lives. I'm over here talking to my dog every day, watching Hannah Montana. And people got stuff like this going on in their life. Oh, crazy. Exciting. Not the threesome, the drama.
Sure, Jan.
Next story. How can I manage the resentment my girlfriend and I have for each other? Oh. Girlfriend 25 female, I 42 male. I know I'm going to get a lot of shite for the absurd age gap and the way we started. And I agree, I deserve it, but I would really like some genuine advice past going to counseling. She won't agree to it, and I can't afford it anyways. Tangible things that I can work on and introduce to help us get past this, either as a couple or as effective co-parents. Long story short, my ex-wife and I were together since middle school. We have 4 daughters in their teens. I was a stay-at-home dad and a part-time worker for most of my life until my youngest was in middle school. My ex agreed to invest in a passion project business of mine. I hired a receptionist. We started having an affair and she baby trapped me. Oh. Now we're living together and we have a young son. She resents me because she feels like she was fooled. She saw me as a business owner who had a nice car, nice clothes, took her to nice places, etc. She thought I was rich, so she got pregnant on purpose. She admitted this, it's not an assumption, hoping to use me to not work and sponsor her family from overseas. Well, actually, my ex-wife and her family are the rich ones. None of our homes were in our names. We were renting from her parents and giving them a normal fee with the expectation that these homes would be left to my ex and me after their passing. This allowed my ex's salary of $150K to stretch, and we lived a really good life. I left our marriage with half of our savings, $25K, and my personal property and car. I lost my business due to the lack of funding, and I did not seek alimony. So you cheated on your wife with the receptionist, and she was just hoping that you'd be like a sugar daddy of some kind. Romantic. I resent her because I feel like I was fooled. I thought she loved me and I couldn't believe the interest a young hot woman showed me. She was incredibly persistent and pursued me strongly, but she has no feelings for me, no care or desire. Now that the ruse is dropped, I can't believe I gave up my entire life for what I see was an ego trip. I loved my ex-wife, really I did, and I still do, but I'd never been with another woman and any attempts to open our relationship were shot down. This was like a wet dream come true, and I was weak. Now, both me and my girlfriend are in a place that we didn't imagine. She's living in a crappy apartment with an old man and still has to work. I've lost my kids, the love of my life, my family, my lifestyle, my business, and it's all 100% my own fault. She stopped being intimate with me as soon as she's found out that I wasn't rich. We're still together on my end because I feel like I need to have something to show for the crap show of a situation. At least I got a son and a partner out of it. At least it wasn't for nothing. And also because I don't trust her with our son, she would never agree to give me full custody, and she is not a good mother. I would be worried for his safety and the people she would have him around. I honestly don't know why she hasn't left me from her end. What can I do to improve the situation? I know logically it would be best to break up and just co-parent, but I'm afraid for my son and I'm also embarrassed for myself. Is there a way to salvage the situation? I'm thinking of just telling her that we can have an open relationship. She can sleep with whoever she wants and go wherever she wants as long as she lives here, so I can have my son 100% of the time. I work from home. I don't know if that's the answer here though. I ain't got no advice. No, honestly, not qualified, but also what a mess. What a mess. I do not have the cleaning supplies for this. So I would love to hear what you guys think. You will tell me. We have an update. So he kind of repeats the situation, hashes out everything that went down about the affair and how all this came about. And he said, I made a mistake. It's been over 2 years since it all came out and I haven't been able to make any headway. My eldest is hung up on the fact that I now have a young son. Every firstborn of each generation in my family has been a boy for a long time and she broke the streak. I honestly could not care less about that. I've always thought that the pressure was stupid and I'm not a traditionally masculine guy that always wanted a boy. But she's so hurt that I have a son and is convinced that all I've ever wanted and that he has replaced her and my other daughters. None of that is true. All of my girls said they don't consider themselves to have a brother and they want nothing to do with him. All 4 of them felt betrayed and they blame me for breaking up our family. I deserve the blame. It is my fault and I take responsibility, but I can't change the past and I don't know how I can begin making up for it. My ex has full custody of them, but I'm supposed to have visitation 1 week in a month. They're all in therapy and it was suggested to not enforce the visitation and respect their boundaries while they work through it. I've done that the entire time and there is still no progress made. Does anybody have any suggestions what I can do here? My ex-wife absolutely hates me, but has always been supportive of the girls staying in contact with me. She respects their wishes, but still gives me updates once in a while. My eldest is turning 18 soon and graduating this coming year and probably moving away for university. I feel like the time to make up with her is especially slipping away. I know I'm the crappy person here. I was a terrible husband, but I was honestly a really good dad and I miss my girls. Has anyone been through something like this? How did it turn out? What are your suggestions? Oh man, what a mess. All the children involved. Because I get it, that would be hard for him. He made a mistake. His kids want nothing to do with him, but also the kids, they have to go through, oh, my dad had an affair on my mom, got another woman pregnant. Like, oh, Mr. Clean can't even fix this job, you know? The permanent marks on the walls, Mr. Clean Magic Eraser ain't doing about it with this story. We have a final update though. Let's hope it gets better. Good news. Oh, it starts with good news. Okay. Good news. My girlfriend and I have broken up. Okay. She has gone back to her home country and left my son with me. Refused to sign any formal custody agreement, so I'm hoping she just stays there and doesn't bother us again. I'm pretty sure if she comes back and demands time with him, I have a good case for maintaining custody. She's not even interested in FaceTiming with him so that he remembers her. I feel bad that my son will deal with a crappy absent mother, but I hope I can get him into therapy as he grows. Bad news, I've tried my best to insist on visitation with my daughters, and that has fallen through. They absolutely refuse to see me. They wrote me a letter together that says how much they hate me, how betrayed they feel, how they'll never forgive me, and how my son will never be their brother. Do not even bother telling him about them because they will never be interested in knowing him. Just to forget about them altogether and move on with my new family. I have no legal recourse. The youngest is 13 now, old enough to have a say in custody arrangements, and I don't think forcing them to see me would do me any favors long-term anyways. They also included pictures of their mother's wedding. My ex has no obligation to tell me about her personal life, but I'm pretty pissed that there is a man now living with my daughters that I didn't know about. It is a family friend that has been in their lives for 10 plus years, so not a total stranger, but it still hurts to see pictures of their recent wedding and family pictures with my daughters. This sounds like a movie. Whew. They mentioned that they have a father figure now and they don't need me anyways. The whole thing really hurt. I know I have no right to feel hurt that my ex has moved on when I cheated on her, but their whole relationship has moved very fast, so now I'm wondering if they started it before we even got divorced. No way to know now. Doesn't matter anyways. My ex agreed to keep me up to date and send pictures of my daughters once in a while. After dealing with my son's mom, I'm grateful she is so good to our girls and I don't have to worry about their well-being. I'm trying to focus on being a good dad to my son and potentially waiting for my girls to grow up and reach out. It may never happen, but I'm hopeful that they will understand me more as they become adults and gain context for life. Crazy. If you guys have any experience or advice, put it in the comments because I'm at a complete loss. I would have no idea how to handle a situation like that from any point. As a parent, as an ex to a parent, as the child with that happening, that's messy. You know what I do know though? I know how to hydrate. I need a sip, so do you. I'm drinking ginger lemon tea today. Let me know what's in your cup. Cheers. Guess what? Oh, first of all, I just realized I forgot to put my ring back on. Oopsie. Anyways, I am on hold for a commercial project right now. I auditioned for the lead role for a project that's shooting in Toronto, but it's for a US company, and I just found out that I am on hold, which means that they do an availability check and you're on hold and you have to book out those dates. It's a very good sign. It means you're their first choice. So we're gonna see. I can either get booked officially or released from the hold, and we will find out soon. But either way, it was my first time in front of this casting director and I booked it, and it's a fun one. So it's a win no matter what, and I had to share it with you guys. Next story, my fiance is on her phone every night from 5 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. night. That's morning. This story came October 23rd, 2015. Every Every night for the last week, my significant other has woke me up at about 5 a.m. until around 6:30 a.m. She does this by going onto her phone. I'm an extremely light sleeper. In the past, I would wake up at anything. It got so bad that I was taking pills for years to help me sleep. One day, I forgot to take them and I was awoken at about 5 a.m. to my fiance on her phone, who very quickly hid it and then pretended to sleep. Not looking good. I thought, okay, a bit strange, but maybe she just can't sleep and wanted to let me sleep. Nothing strange about that. Then after a few more times of me forgetting to take my pills and her waking me up, it clicked that every single time I wake up at that time, she is on her phone. So for the last week, I have been destroying my sleep pattern purposely by not taking my pills. So far, I've gathered that she is on her phone for about an hour and a half and is typing a lot. She has an alarm set that's quiet that wakes her up, and now me. I wake up at 7 a.m. for work. I wonder if I didn't have to get up for work, would she be on her phone even longer? I might have to take one of my annual holidays to find out. At this stage, I think there's something funny going on, like why else would she be going on and off her phone at very specific times of the night? I once took her phone from her like a child and put it in my drawer, and I was woken up to her trying to sneak out of bed to get it. I know she went to get it as I watched her, and then I watched her put it back by me slightly opening my eyes. Like this. Watching it happen, but pretending to sleep. I used to do that to my cheating boyfriend, who was in fact texting his mistress while we were in bed together. So I know the drill. I do not want to confront her. I don't want her to know that I'm onto her, which we all know if she is doing something she shouldn't be doing, it will just make her hide it even more than she already does. If it turns out she's talking to another man in some sort of emotional cheating, I will be kicking her out of my house. There's no way she gets to stay at home doing whatever she wants all day while I'm working to support her while she wants to be a stay-at-home mom and housewife. That's literally her dream. I'm posting here to see if anyone has any ideas on what might be going on here. Before I take this to the next level and actually try and find out what she is doing, I'm hesitant to go that route because I'm scared of what I might find out. So hopefully the fine people here will be able to give me some answers that's not emotionally or physically cheating. Obviously that's our first guess, but I don't know. I was like, maybe it's emails, work, but if she doesn't work, maybe she's writing something. If she's typing a lot for an hour and a half, maybe she's writing a book in secret or writing poetry in secret. I don't know, a diary? I don't know. Final update. Let's see what happened. I have a small update to my situation. I've been hesitant to post this because I feel mega stupid at the moment. Oh. So basically I got in from work, and after feeling pretty stupid, reading over some of the replies about how silly it was that I was trying to move a few inches over an hour just to see what she was up to, which looking back sounds stupid, I just asked her straight up, hey, I noticed you have been going on your phone from about 5 until about 6:30. What's up with that? She got all excited, which I wasn't expecting at all, and basically it came down to she has been planning the wedding on her iPhone and is trying to keep it hidden from me until she was done. She sat me down and we went over all of the stuff. It's just tons of stuff like dresses, flowers, venues, hairstyles, everything. I was taken a bit back by it, as I was not expecting this at all. Basically, this is what was happening. 5 past 5, she needs to be on her games, some cafe train and plane simulator game, where she has everything timed, so when she goes back to bed, the game is busy. What? Then at 5 past 5, she has to do some stuff, which takes her to about half 5. Okay, bro. Okay, this is way too confusing the way you've written it. Essentially, so that you guys aren't as equally annoyed as I am, she plays some games and then she plans the wedding, and then she would go back to sleep after 6:30 and then get up at 7 in time for him to wake up at 7. She said she would put her games on longer missions and stop waking up early since she no longer has to hide it from me. I ended up telling her that I thought she was cheating on me again. Oh, again? Well, you left that part out. This ended up getting me into a small argument about how I still don't trust her, but she ended it with it just takes some time and she can't wait for me to get ready and how she deserves it since she broke my trust in the past. Well, yes, now I would have also suspected that. I do trust her and I am over her cheating. It doesn't even bother me anymore. However, when she does sketchy stuff like this, you can't help but wonder. Even more so when this is exactly what happened in the past, the similarities are haunting. Well, now you have me doubting her story. She might be planning the wedding, but she could also be cheating on you. That doesn't mean I don't trust her. It just means that she's doing the exact same thing as last time. And to me, it would be more believable if she was trying to cheat a second time. And it stirs up old emotions, which have been buried for a very long time. Anyway, I said maybe we shouldn't get married and cancel the engagement like some people recommended, which she basically said we could do that, but she would be leaving me then. And I still want to be with her, so we ended up agreeing that I would get therapy to try and sort out any issues I might have and teach me not to go from 0 to 100 on the she is cheating on me radar. She let me view her phone, and if I wanted, I could recover her texts, etc. Which, to be honest, yes, I thought about it in passing, but never serious, and I decided the fact that she is willing to put that on the table means I should trust her on this. And so I did that. I also felt like if I picked that phone up and checked everything in detail, it would take our relationship back a few years. In the end, all this did was make me feel stupid, and I should have just talked to her to begin with. Somewhere along the line of our communication, it just died down and we stopped telling each other things, and we are working on resolving that. Just to note as well, while she is planning the wedding won't be for another couple of years at minimum. We decided on a long engagement when we started it, and we won't be getting married until we are both in the right place in our own lives to make that commitment. All right, well, I'm curious if you guys believe her story, if she actually is playing games and wedding planning, or do you believe that she could be cheating as well, since it has happened in the past and pretty much the same way? Let me know your thoughts. Stay classy out there, stay sassy. I will see you here tomorrow. Same place, same time. Bye.